All right, everyone. So let's talk about the last and final gig of our course today. And this is for articles and blogs. So the first two that we created were copywriting and product descriptions. And the final one that we're going to be discussing now is how we can post our first gig for articles and blogs. Now, there is some overlap with the two previous gigs that we posted. However, with this one, I will go into more details about various areas where there's differences for articles and blogs in comparison to the other two gigs that we uploaded. For the parts that there are overlaps, I may go a little bit more quicker just so that we can cover this entire video in this time. And for the parts I do go in quickly, you can refer to the previous lectures to see it in a more detailed manner. So if there are parts where you think that I have skipped through it really quickly, please refer to the first or the second lecture part of this section, and you'll be able to see it in more detail. So if you are here to learn about how we can post our first gig for articles and blogs, just please sign in and get to the gig section of your account. Once you do that, we can go ahead and click on create a new gig. So now once we start with this, let's give our gig a great title that will kind of appeal to the audience that we want to reach out to. So for this, we'll say something as simple as I will write engaging SEO articles and blogs. Just something very simple. For the category, it's going to be the same as it has been for the other two lectures as well. And that's going to be writing and translation. And for this one, we actually have a dedicated subcategory for this as well. And it's articles and blog posts. For the language, like I mentioned before, if you are multilingual, please go ahead and select whichever language you speak. For this, I will go ahead and select English. For the topic, I do suggest that you kind of resonate and choose two topics that really resonate with you and are interesting to you. But regardless of any choice that you make, we can create articles and blogs for any of these topics. And this is because Fiverr does have that chat option, as I mentioned before. So you can communicate with your clients and buyers to allow them to understand that we will be able to provide articles and blogs in areas outside of the two that we select. So for the purpose of this gig, I will select business, finance, and law. And then maybe I'll do something like real estate. The tone of this, we want to keep it in a more professional and creative manner. The other ones do allow for a different type of audience, but I think for the ones I've seen that do really well, professional and creative tones are the ones that are in demand on the online platform. For the article type as well, we will select the instructional, informational, and promotional. These three have been known to get a lot more audience, and this is generally because there are a lot of postings on here that are mainly for promotional and informational. So now for the search tags, we're going to go ahead and just add in a few search tags here. But once again, you can check out the resources where we've added a list of other search tags that you can use. But you can also just go onto Google or any other search engine and search up some sort of SEO words and keywords that are being used online for articles and blogs as well. So for this, I'm going to select SEO. We can say we're an article writer, blog posts, blog writing, and we'll just keep it for these four for now. Now we're going to go ahead and select and look at our pricing packages. So for the pricing packages, the way I've seen a lot of these formatted in other users and other sellers is they just simply leave the name of the packages to basic, standard, and premium. But in their description and the rest of this, they really describe what they're providing. So for the title, we'll just leave this as what it is. And we're going to select basic, standard, and premium. In the description, I'm going to create some sort of small description here that we can add to this offering. So usually the way their articles and blogs are posted are through words. So for the basic, we're going to provide an article and blog in a certain number of words. And in standard, there'll be a lot more, and then premium as well. So generally, I've seen that basic provides 500 words, standard usually 1,000, and the premium usually provides 1,500 words. So for that, I will simply say something like this. I will write greatly curated articles and blogs with 500 words. So we're gonna just fix that. Okay, so that's for the basic package. For the standard, I can say, and you can also just say something simple as this. I will write high quality and well-researched articles and blogs with 1,000 words. The reason why you want to ensure that you have the number of words in the description is because when users and buyers are browsing through your pricing packages, this is one of the first things they will see. So if you want to make it clear that this package does include only 1,000 words. Now for the final one, for the premium, I'll say I will write premium quality SEO based articles and blogs with 1,500 words. And there you have it. Those are the descriptions that I generally use and I've seen that have worked in the past. But once again, you can go ahead and change these up to see what really best fits with you. You can do a great amount of research and try to find different things that you can include in this. And you can always just go to Fiverr, search up articles and blogs and see what other users have included. For the delivery time, in comparison to the other services that we posted, this one will take a little bit of a more time because articles and blogs are generally more lengthier. So we'll give ourselves 3-day delivery time for all of them. And actually, I've noticed that with 500 words, it does not take too long to do. So I think 2 days is fine for this. Now, for the revisions, we're going to say 2 revisions for this basic. We're going to say 3 for the standard and 3 for the premium. And once again, for the word count over here, we can just say 500, 1,000, and 1,500. For the various things over here, for topic research, we have to do that for all 3 areas to understand what the client or what our buyer really wants to do for their article and blogs. However, for SEO, we'll just keep that as the standard and premium packages. We'll ignore the references and citations as that's not something we want to include. And for the pricing, we can then go ahead and add in $20, $65, and $125. Once again, please feel free to play around with these pricings up and down into these ranges. I have seen postings once again as low as $14 or $15, but as high as $100 based on people's backgrounds. As this is a first gig for all of you, and this will be something that you'll want to have as a more cheaper option, so that the people that are coming onto the platform that don't have much capital to spend will be attracted to your listing. Once this is done, we can once again get rid of any additional services down here, and that's it for the pricing of packages. So it's very simple, and now we can move forward to doing our description and FAQ. So within descriptions and FAQ, we're going to be doing the same thing we've done for our past 2 services. And what we've done in the past is just kind of go onto our ChatGPT and type in a prompt that will actually output exactly what we want for the description. So for this, maybe what we can say over here is just saying, write a Fiverr description for posting articles and blogs services. And now this will actually output exactly what we want. And we can just take this and once again add it to our descriptions. But just remember, there is a 1,200 character limit. So we'll try to incorporate it so that it's included within that restriction that we have. So let's let ChatGPT do its thing and we'll upload this as soon as it's done. Okay, awesome. So I will take this exact thing, add it onto here, and just add the spacings wherever we need that so that it looks more organized. And we are within the character restriction, so that's great. So I'm going to get rid of this hide there and actually just include a message that I've been including in the past 2 gigs. So what I usually like to do is just to add a little message up here saying, please feel free to message me for a customized package that fits your needs. Something like this. And this allows the buyers to understand that they don't have to select a package that's already provided, but they can actually take and message you and get a more customized package for themselves. Once again, coming down to the frequently asked questions now, what I like to do is to search up a few other users that have posted this listing, other sellers that have actually posted articles and blogs as a service. And I like to go into their FAQ and actually pick up a few of the questions that they've included. And this is because a lot of the users are posting the same type of frequently asked questions. So we can go ahead and do the same thing. So I'll give you a little bit of time. Go ahead, go switch to the buyer portfolio that you have with your account on Fiverr. And if you do want more details, like I mentioned before, please go ahead and click on my first lecture in this section, which will actually go into details of how you can generate your own frequently asked questions. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll continue from there. All right, everyone. So I actually went ahead and added my own frequently asked questions by doing exactly what I just said. I went on to different types of postings and sellers' gigs and took some of the questions and reworded them and put it so that it fits my descriptions. And so you can go ahead and do the same thing and add your own frequently asked questions. So once you've done that, you can actually move forward to the last part of this gig, which is gallery. And sorry, the requirements. We're going to do the requirements and then we're going to go towards gallery. Sorry about that. So in this requirement section, once again, we really want to understand what it is that these buyers really want out of the articles and blogs. So these are the questions that we can ask them to get more information. So for the first one, I really usually want to understand what the topic is. So I'll say something like, please provide the topic of the article and blog or blog. And that's going to be a period. So I'll add that in here. The other question I usually like to ask is, who really is the target audience? And this will help us understand what sort of prompt to add into our ChatGPT for this article/blog. And then we can add that in here. And then the other question we want to add is, what is your intent with this article and blog? So this question is a little more directed only because we really want to understand where this is going to be posted. And if we understand this, it will really help us understand what sort of information we want to include in the articles and blogs. And we can actually tell ChatGPT that this will be posted on, for example, a blog page, or that it's going to go up onto some sort of website or a personal blog. So that will really help us really understand and how we can really differentiate the wordings of the different types of blogs. So that's the last question that I usually like to include in there. And now we can actually move on to the gallery section. And like I said before, this part will be covered in the next section that we have coming up just now. And we'll be talking about how you can really promote and brand your gig so that it reaches the audience you want it to. And therefore, you will get a lot of buyers coming to your gig and asking you for those services. So there you have it, everyone. These were the 3 methods that we really wanted to discuss today. And this is how you can get started on this side hustle that will really generate a great amount of passive income, because we've seen it work, we've seen it, and we've done it ourselves. And this is going to be great because it's become a lot more easier using ChatGPT. So the next section, like I said, we'll be talking about branding. So let's go into it.